My third story is about death. When I was 17, I read a quote that went something like, "If your life is J, as if it is the last, someday you will most certainly be right." It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I ever encountered to help me to make a big choices of my life, because almost everything, or external expectations, or pride, or fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already made. There is no reason not to follow your heart. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had a scan at third half at the morning, and it clearly showed a tumor on my breast. I didn't even know what princess of was. The doctors told me this was almost certainly a type of cancer. These were incurable, and that I would expect that 3 to 6 months. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor's code for prepare to die. It means to try and tell your kids everything. You thought you have been 10 years to tell them in just a few months. It means to make sure everything is buttoned up, so it will be easy as possible for your family. It means to say your goodbye. I live with a diagnosis every day. Later that evening, I have a biopsy, where it stuck an otoscope down my throat through my stomach and into my intestines, put a needle to my pressure, and got a few cells from the tumor. I was in the day, but my wife, who was there, told me that when they viewed the cells under the microscope, the doctor started crying because it turned out to be a very rare form of pancreatic cancer that is curable with surgery. And I had a surgery, and thankfully I'm fine now. This is the closest I have been to facing death, and I hope it's the closest I get for a few more decades. Have lived through it. I can now say this is you with a bit more certainty than when death was useful to purely concept. No one wants to die. Even people that want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because that is very likely the single best invention of life. It's life's change agent. It clear out the old that make way for new. Someday, right now the new is you, but someday, not too long, you will gradually become old, and it be clear the way. Sorry to be so dramatic, but it's quite true. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped in dogma. Live a result of other people thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, I have a courage and institution. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.